It began on a quiet night, far from roads, far from towns, far from any trace of civilization. The wilderness stretched endlessly in every direction, and with it came a silence so deep, so unnatural, that Daniel could feel it pressing down on his chest. Daniel, a young man with tired sunken eyes, short messy brown hair, pale skin glowing faintly under the moonlight, dressed in a wrinkled gray hoodie, dark jeans, and scuffed hiking boots, trudged deeper into the forest. In one trembling hand, he clutched a weak flashlight. Its beam sputtered, flickering in and out, as if the forest were swallowing the light itself. Around his neck, a battered camcorder swung gently with each step, its red light blinking like a heartbeat. At first, the silence unsettled him. No chirping crickets, no hoot of owls, not even the rustle of wind through leaves. Just the crunch of his boots on the soil and the sound of his own breathing, too loud, too fast. The wilderness felt wrong, expectant, as though holding its breath. The deeper he walked, the stranger it became. Trees leaned inward, their branches arching toward him like skeletal arms. Roots bulged and split the ground as though crawling beneath the surface. And then he caught it, a flicker in the corner of his eye. Something pale, something standing between the trees. Daniel froze. He raised the flashlight, hand trembling. The beam landed on it. A figure, tall, thin. Its limbs stretched too far, joints bent at impossible angles. Its face was smooth, empty, eyeless. It did not move. And yet, when he blinked, it was closer. Another blink, closer still, until it stood just beyond the ruined outline of his collapsed tent. Daniel stumbled backward, his chest tightening. The forest groaned around him, as if the very trees disapproved of his fear. Branches creaked, bark split, roots curled upward, coiling around his boots, holding him in place like shackles. With a desperate yank, he tore free. His flashlight flickered violently, plunging everything into stuttering bursts of light and shadow. And in every flash, it was there. Sometimes distant, sometimes a breath away. Every blink revealed it closer, every gasp mirrored by the suffocating silence pressing against his ears. He tripped, crashing hard onto the cold earth. The camcorder slipped from his hand, landing in the dirt, still recording. He looked down at its glowing screen, and his blood ran cold. Through the camcorder's lens, the figure loomed directly above him. A towering shadow of pale flesh and eyeless hunger. Its mouth began to open, stretching impossibly wide until the forest itself screamed with it. Daniel scrambled to his feet and ran. He didn't know where, only away. Branches clawed at his hoodie, tearing threads from his sleeves. Mist thickened around his legs, coiling higher like smoke. Every path he tried circled back on itself. The forest twisted, folding in ways that made no sense, trapping him in a maze that bent reality itself. And then came the figures in the fog. At first, only silhouettes. Tall, thin, flickering in and out like broken film frames. But when his flashlight found one, his heart stopped. It wore his face, his own sunken eyes, his own ragged hoodie, and it grinned with teeth too sharp, too many. On the camcorder's screen, dozens more appeared, surrounding him. A ring of pale Daniels with hollow grins, closing in. Yet when he looked up, nothing. Only mist. Only silence. He swung the flashlight wildly. The figures dissolved into smoke. But when the light steadied, the true entity stood inches away. Its eyeless face hovered just beyond his own, its stretched smile splitting its head in two. Daniel fell backward. The ground beneath him writhed, roots twisting like serpents, curling around his arms and legs, dragging him down. Shadows poured into the hollow, swallowing him in darkness. Then, silence again. The camcorder flickered back to life on its own. Static filled the screen before clearing into a vision. Daniel stared, horrified, at himself. An older version. Eyes more hollow, skin tighter, face drawn with endless suffering. His future self mouthed warnings, but no sound came. The forest bent above him, branches knitting into a cage. Within it, the entity revealed its full form. No longer a figure,